Hey there. I doubt anybody's checking in. I didn't announce this. I'm new to streaming. I'm trying to figure out like the tech of it, what's going on. So, um, first thing I wanted to do with this stream is just kind of quickly share some things I'm doing with dataStudio dashboards. So, taking data from Google Analytics and then filtering and setting up dashboards so that people can go in and find information that's important to them in one spot without having to replicate reports or remember where it lives in Google Analytics. So we'll just jump right to it. I'll go to Data Studio pulled up on another monitor here. All right, great. So let's see. We'll just start by, let's go ahead and just make a copy of this existing dashboard that I have. So make a copy. So this is Google Analytics. So we have, just going to port that over to the new report here. So we'll copy that. All right. And then let's see here. Great. Now I'm going to pull up the requirements for this. Got that fixed now. So looking at our secondary display here. All right, so we want to see the stats for about.gitlab.com/learn. So let's see here. We don't need these filters here. Let's get rid of that. And then we'll just title this learn. Leave that there. And then let's pull this up, make this a little bit bigger. All right, great. And then, so we want page views. We also want, time on page. All right, so you can add that available field to a metric here, and we'll add that behind page views. We want bounce rate. Add that behind time on page. And then we'll add, percentage exit. Yep. Add that below bounce rate. And then one more that I want to add here is entrances. Gotta spell it right. All right, cool. So when we look at this data, what we can see is how many page views. No, we don't want time on page. We want average time on page. Let's fix that. Average time on page. That's what we want. Great. That fixes that. So how sticky a page is, how much people actually stay on the page to either consume content or stay on the page with a tab open sometimes. Bounce rate. How many times do people come to our site, hit this page, and then immediately leave? How many people hit this page and then exit our site from this page? And then how many start their sessions on this page when it comes to about.gitlab.com? So this is everything for about. Let's go ahead and remove this filter, and we'll add a new filter. So create a filter, and we'll name this filter, let's say, about.gitlab.com/learn. All right, so we want to include, and then we're going to choose page as our dimension. So in Google Analytics, you have dimensions, which are, things that help you identify a page or event. And then you have metrics, which help you measure what you're measuring, or help you measure what's happening with dimensions. That's a better way to say that. All right, so we're going to say include pages starts with, and then we're going to say about.gitlab.com/learn. And so on this, it's important that if you start with, that it matches the format for Google Analytics. In our instance, we have a filter running on our property that adds the host name. So you don't have https:// you have just about.gitlab.com/learn. So if you put that HTTPS in there, you're going to get 0 results, and you'll wonder why, and that's why. So let's click save. All right, so yep. So this gives us all the information on that for this time period. Now you can set, the default date range to, a custom period. You can also include, like a previous period if you'd like to. But yeah, so this is just kind of a sense of, this page specifically. So let's do another one. Just kind of keep getting our feet wet here. So all right, so we'll do DevOps tools. So let's copy that, and then let's remove these other pages first. Remove, and then rename. And then we'll name this about.gitlab.com/learn. And then, let's see, duplicate. And then we'll rename this. All right, great. So now let's go to this page, and we'll create a new filter that looks at DevOps tools. So we'll get rid of this filter, add a filter, create a filter down here, and let's name it. Just give it the host name with the URL, and then we'll say page. It's kind of annoying that it's not an easier way to find page. You have to scroll down and kind of look for it, and then starts with any page. It starts with about.gitlab.com/devops-tools. There you go. So yeah, that is the process for adding filters. You can also, let's see, we want to rows per page. Let's make this a little bit more usable. So now that we cut this down to 25 rows per page, and now instead of having a big list we have to scroll through, now we can actually, go through each, 1 through 25, now 26 through 50, on down the list of about 180 here. Also, one important thing to see is, if you start adding a secondary dimension, so like say page plus a campaign name or specific source, like you want to see what's coming from Google. In dataStudio, you'll get a notice down here that data is being sampled. And when that shows up, it just means that, they are taking, the small percentage of the data and then making predictions on everything else. So, if you are looking at this data, you probably understand what sampling is. If not, reach out to me, and we can take a look together. But yeah, so that's how you go about, just kind of using dataStudio to create repeatable reports. You can do more with, graphs and some, additional reporting for events and things like that. But this is just kind of a really basic page view report where you can go back and see page view performance for a specific amount of time, for a specific set of pages. Yep, if you have any questions, hit me up, and happy to do a more in-depth walkthrough if that's needed as well. So with that, I'm going to sign off this live session, and we will pick this up at a different time. Thanks.